Cool. Good people, I hope you are well and winning. Listen, these conversations are very exciting because I have an exciting guest with me. Someone who I'm very fond of because she's an impressive woman, guys.
Stop it.
I must say, she is an impressive woman. But before we get into that, all right, this platform, just to highlight that this platform is where we talk about anything and everything to do with love, okay? Love. Mazirudo. Just saying. Love is powerful, dynamic, expansive, and complicated. It should be noted, though, right, that everything that I say is from the purview of a young Christian man who is figuring out life, okay? So I'm learning and I'm striving to be like Christ, all right? So that means I may fall short sometimes. This is low-key a disclaimer, all right? I may fall short, and look, I may also get it terribly wrong, but I'm trying to learn. I'm with an expert here.
Of course. So, no, that's me. Love expert.
I'm with an expert, and so look, don't hesitate to at me if I get it wrong, okay? And correct me, okay? Questions, concerns, just come through. And so today, we are tuning into
Hey. You.
I feel like I should have done push-ups for this before I introduce this woman. Okay, today we are talking to Miss Elma Akob, Her Royalty, Her Highness,
Her Majesty,
right? Her Majesty, on her sentiments regarding what she loves doing. Okay, so what she's about. That's what we're going to be talking about, right? So before we get into it, something to ponder on, right? When it comes to the conversation of the day, there is a battle that we overlook when it comes to what we have to do and what we want to do.
Sure.
Just something to ponder on.
Go deeper.
Yeah? There is something that we have to really grasp and unpack.
That's okay? Right.
The battle between what we want to do and what we have to do.
Sure.
So, this isn't your usual podcast, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Because it's a two-way street. And I want it to be a conversation. So, Elma, you are welcome to ask me anything.
Oh, and you know I will.
Okay? So, let's get that right, at least. And so, yeah. I'm keen to get into it. And
I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. First of all, I'm with the host with the most, none other than himself.
Okay.
You know, he says he doesn't know about love much. But guys, if you know any love thing, anything to do with love playlist, love whatever it is, Godfrey is the person to go to. So I'm really excited to be here. Thank you for having me. Thank you.
It's really, really an honor. I did say that you're an impressive woman who is busy. So
single.
It is exciting that you have spared time to be with us. Before we get into it, because Elma's going to introduce herself.
Oh, cool.
Right? And then before we get into this, we got to turn to the Word of God.
Hallelujah.
When we're talking about love.
That's
considering that we also call God love, right?
Exactly. That's the foundation of love.
Right? So there is a scripture in the first book of Corinthians, right? So 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23, which reads as follows. It's very tense, guys. When you read Corinthians, Paul was coming at us.
When is the Bible not coming at us, though? There's the real question.
Fetching edges, hairlines, and frontals, and it is a lot. I could go on and on
beards.
With that. But 1 Corinthians 10, verse 23 reads, "You say, I am allowed to do anything, but not everything is good for you. You say, I'm allowed to do anything, but not everything is beneficial."
Sure.
So the plot twist here, I like plot twists, guys. It's not because of my hairstyle. With these twists. You see what I did there? I set it up so nicely. It's not because of that. But so when we're talking about what you love doing, right? It may be that you love doing this, but it's not particularly beneficial for you.
Yeah.
It may be that you love doing something, but you're not actually allowed to do it.
Yeah.
So that's the bit of plot twist. And I wanted to just hover.
It's hovering.
In your mind. Okay.
Yeah.
But before we get into the conversation, please introduce yourself, Miss Akob.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'd just like to thank my mom and dad and everybody who has made it possible for me to be here today. Hallelujah. My name is Elma Akob, a.k.a. a voice to be reckoned with. I'm a voiceover artist, an entrepreneur, and founder of Elevate Africa.
Come on.
Where we elevate the continent using our voices.
Come on.
Wow. I'm doing my master's English in strategic business management. And yeah, I'm just a young person who loves God and is excited to have conversations with God at the center of it all.
Boy.
So let's do it.
I'm here for it. No, so as we get into the conversation,
Yeah.
there is what we call the love segment. And I made it an acronym, okay? So the L is for lessons or losses. We take L's on this podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
Yeah, we take L's. But we hope that even if it's a loss, you can learn something.
Wow. And learn is an L as well. Yo, deepism.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So the L is for lessons or losses. The O is for an opportunity to spread love. All right? I mean, it's love on a podcast. Why would you want to spread love, right?
That's right.
Yeah? The V is for victory. What
Hallelujah.
have you overcome when it comes to love?
Mchola, the pandemic.
Considering that love is costly, there's always a price to pay.
It's deadly.
Born.
Listen, dangerous.
Considering as well that Jesus Christ paid.
The ultimate price.
There's
Sure.
always a price to pay. So I want to ask you about the price that you've had to pay for what you love doing. Yeah?
Yeah.
And E is for exercise. Don't we love exercise?
Physical exercise. As in.
Good question.
Good gym.
Good gym. Exercise. What are you working on when it comes to love? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I see it.
You see the vision?
No, I'm there.
So that's where we are.
Okay.
And so what do you love doing? What in fact, before we get into that, what does love mean to you? What is
Love is, it's like waking up to a sunrise on a Sunday morning. Love is listening to jazz. Love for me is a feeling. It's one of those things where people are always saying, can you describe God or describe, your relationship with Jesus? And it's like, I can't put it into words. It's a feeling.
Yeah.
It's something you experience. I mean, the layman has described it as butterflies in your stomach, because that's how we can conceptualize it.
Yeah.
But it really is a feeling where it's so strong that you're willing to sacrifice. So I can't define love without defining sacrifice.
Ooh. Hey.
Clicks for me.
Whoa, nah.
So, yeah.
No, man. It's actually, there's alignment here.
Listen.
Because I was going to get into that. I
Yeah.
mean, love, according to Oxford Dictionary, to start with, because we can all,
have our own definitions, but we can't find Oxford.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to get into the biblical definition of love, but before we get there, let's agree.
Yeah.
Right. Love is the wholehearted affection that you feel towards someone or something. The wholehearted affection.
Full heart. Yeah.
Right. So that's love.
Okay.
I appreciate the way the Bible puts love, that it is sacrificial and that it gives.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if we're talking about sacrifice, if we're talking about what you give, what do you give your wholehearted self into?
Yeah.
Now you can tell us about what you love doing.
So with me, I absolutely love, with everything in me, speaking, right? I believe that just the power of what we say, but not only what we say, how we say it, has the ability to stop wars. Yeah. Wars have literally been put to an end because of people speaking. So I love speaking. I love using my voice to inspire, to motivate, to encourage, to build, and to end wars, Bazalwan. So that's my first love.
Yo. We are talking to a speakist. Guys.
A speakerist. PhD in speaking.
No, do you know what? I think it's great. I mean, if you talk about what you're giving, firstly into what you love, but also what you're giving as you love. Come on.
Yeah.
That's ministry.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
With ministry, guys, ministry is it's a lot.
It is.
Do you feel like you've been called to it?
That's another thing, right? And you see, I love that you've asked this question. Yeah. A lot of us, especially as Christians, we love to see ministry as a thing that happens in the confines of a church.
Yeah.
So we see ministry as what takes place in that building. So I've had a lot of people tell me that, Elma, you can speak, you should be speaking in the church. You should be preaching in the church. But the Bible told us to go out into the world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my ability to speak, even if it's not in the confines of the walls of a church, speaking out to the people is my way of ministering.
Yeah.
So that's my ministry. The fact that someone will hear me speaking and be like, there's something about this girl. There's something about her voice. There's something about the way she speaks. What is it? She knows Jesus. You know what I mean? That's my ministry. Get deep. I know.
And that's something you've learned along the way,
Yes.
right? Because now we're on the L. Did you see what I did there?
Yeah.
That's segue. Right? Now you're on the... So you've grown to learn that ministry looks like this for me.
Yeah.
Right? The losses. Let's talk about that. What does it cost you?
I mean, do we have enough time? I mean, do we need a part two? So speaking for me, it's cost me quite a bit, actually. First of all, I come from a very academic home where we take school as the most important thing to do with everything. And so me branching off into speaking and not leaving my academics, there was a time where I had to sacrifice. I had to sacrifice my time. I always say, yes, there's the finances. I've put in money into my gift. That's another thing. If you have a gift, if you have a passion, you need to invest. The same way that you need to invest in a plant for it to grow, you need to invest in your love. Invest in your love. Invest in your love. I'll say it again. Spend money. Anyways, and so time has been my greatest sacrifice because, I mean, I don't sleep. I will be awake 24/7 in just building my gift, but also recording and things like that because I have to record at nights, especially for the voiceovers that I do.
Yeah.
So everyone's sleeping by 12, I'm awake. I'm up till 5 a.m. And so I've sacrificed time. I've sacrificed relationships. Every time people ask me, Elma, let's do this, I'm busy. Let's go here, I'm busy. So much so that I've had friends that I've had to lose along the way because they're just like, you know, this girl is just too busy. And it's like, there's a season. There's a season for everything. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that when you start building something and you become busy, there's some people who no longer fit into that season and they fall away, and it's not your fault. There will be others who will stay or who will join.
No, man. Ladies and gentlemen, there is always a price to pay. That is something we will be reiterating throughout this episode. There is a price to pay.
That's right.
Your price is a whole lot of time.
Yeah. TikTok indeed. And time is money, guys.
Also.
But yeah.
Well, have you found time to talk about your love your love for speaking to other people? That now this is the opportunity, right? Where have you found yourself being able to minister to people? What does it look like for you to embrace these kind of opportunities?
So with speaking about my love, that's the lovely thing about speaking is that once someone hears you or once someone connects with you, we've been speaking about connection a lot. Once someone can connect to your story, they want to hear you somewhere else. So with all the speaking things that I've been involved with, I'll start off speaking here, like on this podcast. Someone's going to listen to it and go, I want to listen to that girl again. And then I'll get an opportunity that'll come out of that. So it's not even necessarily that I have to speak about my passion. The mere fact that I'm speaking is me living in my passion. So that's been a really great opportunity for me.
Yeah. Do you get scared? Yeah. Because I feel like there's victory over fear.
There's definitely victory over fear.
What does that look like for you?
I'm one of those people that my dream scares me.
That's how it's supposed to be. Can we just go there?
Yeah.
That is how it's supposed to be.
No, it's true.
If it's not scary,
it's not big enough.
Is it Nilla? Scary.
Nilla, scary. It needs to scare you.
Also, I can't lean back too much with these chairs because
you just keep leaning.
I won't come back.
I
won't come back.
No, but your dream must scare you. Like you must actually really be scared of where you want to go in life, and then that's what scares me because I'll sit and I'll be like, so you really just sent an email to Mang Mang? Who are you?
Whomst are you?
To just sit there and decide to apply for something that says it needs 8 years of experience and you've got none. Who are you? But fear is just there to be overcome.
Yeah.
Like you said, victory.
So there's an opportunity to overcome your fear, right? So that's where you find the victory.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
You find the victory and the opportunity. Wow.
Bars.
Let's write a book.
Bars.
Sure.
collaboration
It's a lot.
EP
It's a
happening,
lot.
dropping soon, end of July. Yeah, and I mean, because then, in fact, as you said, yeah, fear can cripple someone. Fear can stifle or confuse you. Confusion, guys. You know, like when we when you talk about confusing the enemy,
Yeah.
really, you could be confusing yourself.
You're the one.
Because fear is dribbling you.
That's right.
How have you gone about overcoming your fear? Because I feel like then we can actually talk about the exercises that you effect and implement.
So with me, I have this thing where I believe once you admit something is there, you have power over it. So whenever I have a fear of something, first I must admit and be aware that I am afraid, because hiding behind that fear is not going to get me anywhere. And that's what a lot of us do. I'm anxious, this. I'm going to push it under the carpet and hope that it goes away. With me, I will stand there in front of my mirror, look at myself, even if I'm crying, and say, I am afraid. This is why I'm afraid. These are the reasons why I'm afraid. What can I do about that fear? And so the first step is always admitting I am afraid, and then actually thinking about it logically, because most of the times you get you get scared because you've thought of point Z when you haven't even gotten to point A, B, and C. So you got to bring it back to logical steps. You got to tell yourself, this is why I'm afraid, because of A, B, C. I'm thinking of Z, but I'm not even there yet. Let me deal with what I can deal with now.
Admit it. Admission is key, guys.
Admission is key.
Yeah, I mean, if we talk about strategy, right? I love talking about strategy. I'm a brand strategist.
Ooh.
So, nice that plug in there. Like, if you're watching this, I'm a brand strategist, okay? You need to determine where you've been, where you are, and so you can help. It'll inform you about where you're going, right? And with where you are, you do a lot of admission. That I'm capable of doing this, I'm not capable of doing this.
That's the thing.
I'm strong at this.
Not capable is also important. There are sometimes we just won't admit it to ourselves, Bazalwan, that we are not capable. And we need to be honest with ourselves.
To could. I can't. It cannot can.
And that's okay.
Yeah. So there's an exercise for you, ladies and gentlemen. You must admit when you cannot could. Okay?
When you cannot could. Wow.
Clev's lawns. For real though, for real. There's a lot of work that needs to be done when you admit that you cannot can. And so...
I have a question for you, Godfrey. Can I ask you a question? I have a question for you. So for those who know Godfrey, who's hosting now, one thing you might know about him is that he loves loudly, right? He is a bold lover. He's one of those where when he finds his person, he wants you to know, this is my person. She is gorgeous. She is this, she is that, she is that. And whereas me, I'm the complete opposite. I'm one of those people, when I do start getting into a relationship, you will not see my man, you will see his shoulder. I'll post you with his finger. And that's all you're going to see. Listen. Yeah. So tell me about that. Why did you decide to be a loud lover? Why is that your style?
Why do I love loudly? Just as I've thought about it now, it's a brilliant question. As I thought about it now, I attribute it to one of my names. Right. So my second name is Tafadzwa. Tafadzwa means we've been made happy in Shona. Right. So there is a thing about presence. There's a thing about radiant persona, aura about me and my name and my life and what it represents. I want to pick the word astonishing because it is astonishing to me that one of the scriptures that I identified in the Bible as one of my life mantras is Matthew 5, verse 14 to 16, which speaks about us being the light of the world, the salt of the earth. And I'll zoom in or double click on the light of the world part. A light, as the Bible puts it, radiates, it illuminates, it's
lights up a room.
And so there's this outwardness about my life where I want to celebrate, I want to shed light on or shine light upon, I want to elevate, right? I want to highlight, I want to outline something that I'm passionate about, something that brings me peace, something that makes me happy. And so if it's an event, if it's an action, a talking point, a school of thought, if it's a person, I'll be loud about it. So it's not limited to people, but it's actually quite representative of my life. So there is evidence to it, I believe, in my statuses, in my posts. I'm very loud about what I'm passionate about. I'm very loud about who I love and why I love them, or what I love and why I love it. So, it is quite a comprehensive response. But
Yeah, no, we love to see it.
yeah, that's why I love loudly.
So with me, it's a complete opposite because coming from a West African background, hey, you hide your person. You hide them until you are getting married. You know what I mean? So with that, I mean, it's just one of those. This is my treasured, whatever it is, treasured person.
Yeah.
And I don't want the world to see my treasure.
Yeah.
But hearing you speak about loving loudly as well. I mean, the world must see what God has put, into your life.
Yeah.
But
so so I appreciate that. That's a really good question. I mean, I've asked myself that as well because when you reflect.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually very fascinating that I've thought about that. So that's a really good question. It's nice to be asked questions, guys.
Isn't it, Chas?
So this person who's asking the questions, where can we ask you questions?
Yeah.
On the socials, on the interwebs, where can we connect with you? Plug yourself. This is an opportunity for you.
I'm nervous. Okay, let's do it.
Literally tell us everything that is legal to know.
Ooh, all right, guys. So you can find me very easily on social media. I'm not one of those people who's like _flyaway. Like, no. It's literally Elma on LinkedIn. I started with LinkedIn. Wow, so formal. It's Elma Akob on LinkedIn. On Instagram, it's elma.akob. On TikTok, which I recently joined because why not? We must be on that viral challenge, the things that make the pots to happen. There, it's a voice to be reckoned with. Facebook is also Elma Akob. Basically, search my name on Google.
Listen.
Right? Have standards. I'm a woman of standards. That's what Nella says.
Standard procedure.
So search me and reach out. I reply. I'm not one of those people who will ghost you. I reply. Speaking about love and ghosting, let's not go there.
Shots fired. Take up.
But yes, please reach out to me. I'm there for mentorship. I'm there for support. If you would like to be a public speaker, even if you're not, speaking as a professional public speaker, I've always said that speaking is something that's used in every vocation, as an accountant, as a teacher, as someone who wants to be an activist. Reach out to me and let's get your voicing.
Bazakes, Bazalwani, you've heard it for yourselves. Ms. Akob, we thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
If I can just say, Bazakes, Ms. Akob,
yes,
you
sir.
are our first guest. Just to...
And that's on period, essentially.
I'm excited about this podcast, man. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, good people, to love your neighbor as you love yourself.